Let me answer the question, are Tim Reid and Luke Moulton Dave approved? The best way to do that is tell you a little bit of a story so you know my history with them and how I came to my conclusions. So I first actually got to know Luke Moulton first, and we were going through a period of culling a whole lot of our domain names. We'd acquired a whole bunch of these different domain names to test some SEO strategies that we were working on, and we were sitting on over 500-600 plus domain names. So we thought, okay, time to try and cull them, and we ended up going to Flipper as a marketplace to sell our websites, and we were starting to get some really great success. And Luke Moulton actually had spotted, even before we sort of really knew each other, he spotted one of the auctions that I'd done and used it as a case study on the Flipper blog, just sort of walking through the way that I'd set up and done the auction. So I kind of got on his radar, and I was definitely familiar with who he was, because he was one of the main guys behind Flipper. And just as we were starting to sell some of our domain names, it was part of a strategic plan, because we were working on selling a course called the BBS formula, the Buy, Build, Sell formula, which was all about buying websites, building them up, and then selling them. So I was getting active in the Flipper community and thought it'd be great to visit Luke Moulton. So we asked him if he'd want to do an interview, and visited him at the Flipper offices, where we asked him a whole series of questions and grilled him, and ended up posting that on my blog. And I suppose that was the real first time that I got to know him. It was great to find out how much of an internet marketer he was, and how much he loves marketing and SEO stuff as well, with his tech background. After he moved on from Flipper, because I suppose we sort of got to know him towards the end of when he was at Flipper, I kept in touch with him, and we just sort of to see what each of one of us were up to. And they've got he's part of a duo, I suppose, with Tim Reid, and they've got a podcast called the Small Business Big Marketing Podcast. It's perhaps Australia's largest podcast when it comes to small business marketing. And if you're not already a subscriber, make sure that you head over to iTunes and check it out. But they've got a great following, and they've been doing it for quite some time. And they actually asked me if I wanted to come along and be interviewed for one of the sessions, where we'd talk about one of my other offline businesses called Planet 13. So I headed down to Fox FM studios, and we recorded that session. It was great, and I think that was the real first time that I got to know Tim. I was aware of Tim before, he's good friends with Pete Williams, a good friend of mine, so he comes Pete approved, I suppose. And that was the first real time that I got to know him. And after that, it was just coming up, we were about to run our outsourced profit machine workshop, and I asked if the guys wanted to come along and attend that workshop. So they came along, and it was another chance to, I suppose, really see Tim shine. He's just got a great personality, very funny guy, likable guy, knows his stuff, super sharp, and just good, honest guy. So after the workshop, we'd sort of put together a small mastermind group, and Tim and Luke were a part of that, and it was just a great chance to share some business ideas and mastermind all of the different knowledge that we do have. So I've had a pretty good sort of relationship, and kept in contact with the guys with quite some time, and watch what they've been doing, and checking out their podcast, and being interviewed. And then just most recently, Tim actually asked me to be involved in his masterclass. He ran a marketing masterclass, and I took the sessions on outsourcing and web video, which we got a fantastic response for. So a little bit of that mutual respect between these guys. They've definitely got some respect for me, and I've got the utmost respect for them. I think what I like most about them is not only are they sharp guys who get out there and actually do it. I think that's the biggest thing. They're out there in the real world applying this stuff in their own businesses, and they only sort of teach and stuff that they actually know inside and out, which we're reading from the same hymn book in that way. And I know honestly and genuinely they're there to help, and that's the most important thing. So if you want to check out more about what they're up to, probably the best place to start is to sign up to the Small Business Big Marketing Podcast. And to cut a long story short, yes, Tim and Luke are Dave approved.